Hey, so I just heard something on the radio. A pastor was preaching a sermon, and it echoed something that I heard Pastor Stephen Furtick say when I was at his church last week at Elevation. And both pastors spoke about Jesus's ability, or the critical ability, to be one of demonstration, but also be one of explanation, or flip flop. Be one who can explain, but be one who can also demonstrate. And Pastor Furtick brought up that Jesus did this often with his disciples and those in the crowds that he was attracting, as he just was who he was. And the pastor today that I just heard on the radio echoed that as well. And I paid attention to that because when I hear things repeated that are Spirit and Holy Spirit inspired or God inspired, I do my best to pay attention. And what that says to me is that it's great to be able to speak something that you believe, or to communicate something verbally that you believe is important, something that that even as Christians, as believers, we believe is something that is pleasing to God. But it is also very critical to walk those things out and to embrace those things in our own life. I even heard another pastor that I've recently began listening to talk about how when we confess things that we won't do, when we basically talk a good game that we cannot back up with our lifestyle, we're causing ourselves brain damage. And he spoke a lot about, he has a background in psychology and all of those things, but he spoke about how leading a hypocritical lifestyle is damaging to the mind. And I believe that there's some truth in that, because it kind of makes you, it makes you of two different flows, of two different ways of being. And I believe the safest way to be is according to God's blueprint for you. So having said all of that, bottom line that's ringing true to me now is to live the life that God is requiring us to live. And to not just be able to talk about it, but to sometimes shut up and close your mouth and let people see your communication. And I don't know, I'm appreciative for where God has me right now, and I'm learning to embrace all processes that he brings me into, that he allows to knock on my front door, that he allows to plow down my front door. I am learning to embrace all of those processes because he's God, and I sure don't know more than he does. So thanks for listening.